It's another beautiful day here in Wisconsin, raining as usual. So let's go ahead and go in the garage and get some stuff done. This is a perfect day to install some LED lights on the bike. Come on, let's go get it done. All right, so first let's give them an unboxing. Here are your lights. This is your remote, which is a on-off remote. Also, it changes the colors and speeds and variations of your LED lights. Put that off to the side. It's got a couple connectors in there too, by the way. And here are your lights. Now, the first thing I want to point out, as always, I have to point out, Eagle lights is always plug and play, baby. Look at everything's plug and play, which makes it very nice to make certain parts accessible, such as your gas tank. You're going to put a couple of these lights underneath your gas tank. It's the right thing to do. You'll see that later on in the video. But it is nice to be able to unplug these wires to take your gas tank off when you have to do major work on your motorcycle, or even for cleaning purposes. It's just really nice to have that plug and play option, and I'm all about the plug and play, as you guys know. That's why I love Eagle lights so much. Here is your power wire. Here is your ground wire. And this white wire right here, this is actually to plug in to your brake light system, so that when you hit the brakes, all these LEDs turn red. So your whole bike turns into basically a brake light. Now today, I'm not going to be using that. It's something I'm not really interested in. So I'll be cutting this off and shrink wrapping it so we don't have any issues with that. We're just going to use the ground and the power, hook these lights up so that we can have color on them. First thing I want to do is make sure that these lights work, because there's nothing worse than getting done with a job to come to find out that all that work you just did was for nothing because the product don't even work. And guess what? It happens to everybody. I don't care how good the brand is. So first thing I want to do is put these on. These are the little clips that come with your kit. I'm just going to crimp them on like this real easy. Actually, I'm going to use these. Just want to crimp them on real quick because I'm not going to be using them anyway. Boy, I'll tell you, these mosquitoes are ridiculous. That's how you know these videos are 100. Even got mosquitoes in them, man. Gotta love Wisconsin, right? Not. So let me just put this on here a little better here, because I don't like the way that is. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and hook these up. All right. Now we know that the lights all work in order, the way they're supposed to. If you want to go through the switch, you know, you want to turn them off, you can do that, turn them back on. You can switch them, do whatever you want to do. I'm actually going to leave them like that for right now. So I'm just going to actually turn them off. So now we know that the lights all work. Everything's all good. Now let's head over to that install. For this job, you want to take both saddlebags off, side covers off, and of course your seat. And as always, I want to point out that this sticker on your box is actually your instructions. All you have to do is scan it with your phone and download your instructions, and you're good to go. One thing I really like about this kit being a plug and play system is it allows me to plug in one light at a time. So I highly suggest unplugging all of your LED lights, putting them off to the side, and just do them one by one. What I like to do is, I like to shut my garage door and do this job at night, and I unplug all of your lights, unplug every single one of them. I'll take one light, plug it in, turn it on, and then kind of figure out exactly where I want it, where I get the most glow, and the best way of putting it without seeing the LED lights, because you want the glow, you don't want the lights just hanging all over the place. And so what I do is one by one, I'll install my lights where I want them. Make sure you alcohol prep whatever area that you're going to put your lights in and install them in. And then once you get done doing all of that, unplug it from your harness and start running your wires. Please folks, make sure you do a clean job. Nothing's worse than when I get a bike in and I have to do some work on it. I have to take the battery out or unplug it, and there's a rat's nest of wiring sitting on top of the battery underneath the seat because somebody didn't take the time. Make sure you just go that extra mile for a nice clean install. Tuck your wires all inside, nice and neat, away from everything. So when you take your seat off, you have no idea there's anything done to the bike. You don't want to see wires hanging all over the place, man. It just looks nasty. You want to be able to put your seat on your bike after you're done doing this job. Get on your bike, take a ride through town, show off your lights, and ride with pride. You know what I'm saying? You don't want wires hanging everywhere and just looking all ghetto, man. That's just me though. I'm a stickler for cleanness. So that's what I suggest to do. And what I do is I'll take one light, put it where I want, turn all the lights off with the garage door closed, and look at it in the dark and see where's the best spot gonna be for the most glow and less sight for everything else. And then turn your lights back on and continue your job. Now, as I just told you, the one light that I definitely decided I want is right underneath the tank. And the reason being I like that is I get the best glow up underneath the tank, and it still shines down on the motor as well. It radiates off the chrome, bounces around a little bit, so you really get a good glow right here. I'm also thinking about, I haven't firmly been set on where I'm going to put these at, but I definitely want to put one down here somewhere just to really showcase inside of here so I don't have that dark spot. And I'm thinking right here is probably going to be about the best. And I also put another light right there that I'm thinking about using as well. But the one light that's definitely installed is underneath the tank, and the reason being is I can always unplug it from where I'm going to have my wires stuffed at and take the tank off anytime I want. That's another thing that you want to keep in mind as well. Where if you're going to put a LED kit on your bike, you want to make sure that it's a plug and play system, for the simple fact when you're working on your bike, nothing makes a mechanic more mad than some yahoo having a bunch of lights all over the bike, and now I got to cut wires, and then I got to solder wires back in when I'm putting the tank back on, or the rockers, or your cam cover, the floorboards, the trans cover, all that stuff. So if it's a part that can be taken off, you want to make sure that you have a plug and play system. That way there you don't have to worry about it being a pain in the butt when, God forbid, the time comes that you got to do some work on your motorcycle. When Eagle Lights reached out to me and asked me if they could send me this kit to do, I was kind of reluctant because I'm not big on the LED lights because they're never bright enough. So I asked them to send me 2 kits so I had enough lights to put all over my bike so it glows everywhere. Well folks, as usual, they knocked it out of the park with this kit. This is actually just the one kit. As you can see, I have it underneath the bike, I have it underneath the tank, around the motor, and I even had one extra one left over to put underneath the tour pack. Very happy with this light kit. It's very bright, very vibrant. I like the interchangeable colors. I like that I can do different speeds and different options of, you know, just one color or maybe a couple colors or multiple colors. This kit is definitely worth the $100, hands down. Makes your bike look amazing, gives it that show quality look. As you can see, look how bright they are, dude. One thing I do want to point out to you guys is careful when running these lights. Usually if you run the blue or the red, you may get messed with by the cops. As always, if you're having fun and you like something and it's cool, the cops most likely are going to be against it. So always keep that in mind when installing this kind of stuff. Although they look beautiful, although they look great parked, but while riding, you may want to be careful just in case if the cops around your neighborhood are jerks. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of a Biker's Review. Of course, I'm Danny. This is Danny D-Lo Biker TV. Eagle Lights has a lifetime warranty. All their systems are plug and play. And as you just saw, these lights are very simple to install. I didn't go too crazy with the install because everybody's going to have their own preferences on where they want to put the lights. Where I put mine at were two 12-inch strips underneath the gas tank. I had two strips underneath the frame rail. You want to face them towards each other on the inside so that they glow on the ground, but you don't see them going down the road. Another thing, another pro tip I'd like to give you guys is don't put it on a lift, because what looks good on a lift isn't necessarily gonna look good on the ground. You want to do it on the ground. And the fact that these are plug and play and very easy to run the wires and plug and play everything, why put it on a lift and go through all the extreme of taking everything off? Usually I would take the gas tank off, as well as the side covers, the saddle bags, the seat, all that good stuff. This time I didn't have to do any of that because it's pretty easy to install these. Make sure you alcohol prep all surfaces that you put these wires on. When you put your lights on the bottom of your frame rails, I don't suggest even trying to stick them. I always use zip ties to hold them up there. They last a lot longer. You don't have to worry about a light falling down. I've had that happen. It happens. It only can stick so long. So make sure you do your kit nice and clean. Make sure you install your wiring clean, run them real nice, run them alongside of the frames, run them alongside of other wires, tuck them in little crevices that you can get them in between. Make sure you do a nice clean install. There's nothing better for me than when I take my seat off, you don't even know that it's got a bunch of stuff going on. You don't even know that I have a big sound system. You don't know that I have lights. You don't know anything. It's all very discreetly tucked in all the crevices, and you don't know where anything is even at. Make sure that they glow all around the bike. Make sure that when you look at the bike parked, you don't see lights sticking out where you got the LED strip facing you. You don't want that. And as always, roll safe, ride safe, try to be safe on your motorcycle, guys. I know we can only try, right? But until the next episode, keep it real and keep it 100. I'll let y'all. Peace. 100.